Okay, I've got 9 o'clock, and so do we have Tracy, Scott, Doc, Eric, myself, and Tim. Don't have Ethan. Let me know he's not going to be able to attend today, and I've not heard from Paul, so let me ping him real quick.
Hey, Josh, you're muted. So,
Okay, am I?
yep.
Everybody
There you
hear me now? There we go. It's 9:02, Thursday, May the 4th. I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. We have Tim Radcliffe. Let me check the participant lists. Tim Radcliffe, myself, Dr. Stoffer, Scott Ayers, and Tracy Martin present. Ethan let me know he won't be here, won't be in the meeting today, and at this time, Councilman Ryder's not in the meeting. So, Tim, can you put a flag up for us? There we go. If everyone could please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. I just want everybody that's on the meeting to know, just to make sure that we're running everything effectively, all the lines will be muted up until the end, where we will open all the lines for public comment. If anyone has a comment on a specific motion that we have during the meeting, feel free to raise your hand, and Tim will be monitoring those as the meeting goes along. And if anybody would like to speak, then feel free to raise your hand, and Tim will find you there. All right, the first item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Is there any member that would like to take anything off of the consent agenda? All right, seeing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
All right. I have a motion by Tim Radcliffe. Is there a second? Second by Scott Ayers. Is there any discussion? This will be by roll call vote. So, Radcliffe,
Approve.
Martin,
Tracy, you're muted.
Aye.
Stoffer,
Doc, you're muted.
approved. Ayers,
Aye.
all right. And I vote aye. So motion carries unanimously 5-0. I don't see, Ryder. Do you, Jim?
No.
Okay, so we'll call that 5-0. Next item on the agenda is the financial report. Couple things that I wanted to bring to everybody's attention. Year-to-date revenues are down about 6.4%. That is in two main lines, reimbursements and investment income. Want to let everybody know we're not going to have a really great financial picture until after settlement, see how all that goes, and obviously the COVID situation is going to affect tax collection. So, but the general fund balance is such that we have no issues in terms of cash flow and in the general fund. General fund budget year to date is at 28.7%, through 33% of the year. So we are below budget, and even below the original adopted budget. So, would any members like to give any report on their individual departments? Or any?
It's okay, I'm not participating.
Yeah, Josh, I'll just give a quick readout. Haven't obviously had a lot of opportunity to meet with the departments that I cooperate with, but the auditor's at about 30% year to date. The council's at 26%. Contractual E911 at 58%. Commissioners at 24%. And QCAP development at 63%. So from my perspective, like you mentioned, it's hard to really get any kind of a trend or understand what this COVID situation, the impact that it has on some of these budgets, but that's where we're at. So I would encourage the rest of the council to do this as well. As soon as we get a chance and can get open back up, I plan to get in and talk to the department heads just to see how they've been doing and if there's any concerns, and kind of get a handle on where we've come from and where we're headed, since the first and start of second quarter of this year have been kind of odd, to say the least.
All right, Tracy, Scott, Doc, any of you would like to report in on that?
I will. The only department I've really got a hold of personally is the transfer station, and they were supposed to open up today, and it looks like she has a good pricing schedule figured out, but unfortunately with some things that have came up that she's not going to be open today, so we're looking at possibly another week or two. But my other departments I have not contacted.
All right, thanks, Tracy. Scott or Doc, do you have anything to add?
I don't have anything to add, Josh.
All right.
Hey, Doc, you're muted. I'm trying to unmute you here and it's not letting me, so I don't know if you're overriding that or what the situation is.
I'll just go ahead and give my update on departments while Doc is trying to figure out technical issues here.
He's unmuted.
EMS is at 28.43% of budget. The jail at 28.63, animal control at 23.66, and the sheriff is at 44.06. Again, same as last month, the sheriff's budget is a little skewed because the contribution to the retirement is completely done for the year, so that's skewing those numbers higher, but and that was not done a year ago at this time frame. So everybody seems to be in good health, and again, the general fund budget is at 28.7% year to date. So everything looks pretty good at this time. Does anybody, Doc? Did you get your?
Yeah, I think I'm unmuted now.
Yeah, you're good.
I have nothing to add. I will plan to see my departments when things open up, so we get a handle on things. Thank you.
Pretty good. Thanks, Doc. Okay, that concludes the financial report. Next item on the agenda is the AIC agreement. We used AIC last year through the budget process. I think that it was well received by the council, very professional and helpful in streamlining our budget processing. The AIC has presented us with a contract for the same fee as last year for us to retain their services again. I would entertain a motion to approve or deny the contract.
I have a question. Is this the same lady that helped us last year?
It is.
Okay,
Jackie,
I would,
Jackie, is that her name?
It is, yes.
I'd make a motion that, we retain her services again this year.
All right, I have a motion by Larry Stoffer. Is there a second?
I will second.
Seconded by Scott Ayers. Is there any discussion on the motion?
The cost of that will still remain the same at $5,000.
Correct, Tracy.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other discussion? All right, I'll call for a vote. Radcliffe,
Aye.
Martin,
Aye.
Stoffer,
Aye,
Ayers,
Aye.
and I, Blue, aye. Motion carries 5-0. Next item on the agenda is the auditor's report. Beth, are you with us?
Yes, I am. You have two job descriptions that have been on the agenda for the last 2 months. March was canceled, of course, and then April, we tabled them. It's for the community correction secretary and then the director. Commissioners have approved them in March. We need approval or approval.
Beth, during the April meeting, you had discussed needing some feedback from regarding the change of pay if this funding model were to quit from community correction, or if we would lose that funding model, that the salary would have to stay the same.
Yes,
Is that the case?
that is what we have been told by our by Canton office that once you supplement the probation director's pay, it cannot be taken away. It's the only information I have. I see.
Well, what's the pleasure of the body here? Would you like to table again and until we meet in person, hopefully next month, or would you like to make a motion to approve?
Josh, can you see me now?
Hey, Paul, yes, I can see you.
Sorry I was late.
Oh, no worries.
I'd be in favor of tabling it so we know what we're doing.
Is that a motion, Doc?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
All right, we have a motion table for the job descriptions by Dr. Stoffer. Is there a second?
I will second that, Josh.
Okay, I have a second by Scott Ayers. Is there any discussion on the motion to table?
I just wanna bring up, is there a real opportunity that the funding would stop?
I don't have any proof that it's going to stop. I mean, they have been asking for it for the last 3 years, and they've been approved, so I do not foresee that.
I went to all the meetings last year, and I don't think it's gonna stop. I think it's gonna continue on for years, is my thoughts.
Same to me, if the state revenues are down, which they're almost certainly gonna be, the grants are gonna be pinched, so I think I'm against locking in on grant money.
All right. Is there any other discussion on this? All right, I will call for a vote on the motion to table the approval of job descriptions. Radcliffe,
Aye.
Martin,
Aye.
Stoffer,
I,
Ayers,
Aye.
Ryder,
Aye.
and Flew, aye. Motion carries 6-0. All right, next item for you, Beth.
The resolution that I sent out to you is for the last April meetings, additionals that were approved. I just need a signature on that, so, and it also, we did not approve the resolution itself. And that's resolution 2020-103.
So you need a motion to approve the resolution, Beth?
I would assume so, yes. We approved the additionals, but up and send it.
And Beth, how do we handle signing the resolution? Are
Well,
we just gonna wait till June? Or do you need us to come by the courthouse and?
I'm just gonna tell you how the commissioners did it. They appointed the president to be able to come in and sign on behalf of, if it was like 7-0 or 3-0, they approved Bill Brown to, sign until all could sign. I don't know, Eric, you have a,
Eric, you're muted. There you go.
Yes, here I am. So I think that certainly makes sense, whoever is able to get there. Otherwise, you're gonna have a stack of papers that'll be pretty tall. There's no reason that the presiding officer or anyone appointed by the body cannot sign indicating what a vote was. If it's a unanimous vote, they can just write across the bottom of it, unanimous vote, mark the boxes of people that were there if they want to, even put initials on the lines for signatures. In these days, all we're trying to do here is document accurately, so that we don't have to go back to minutes 3 years from now and try and, unearth what happened. So as long as the presiding officer does it, I don't think there needs to be any authority granted to the presiding officer. If it's gonna be somebody else, you probably ought to vote saying that we want thus and so to be doing that for the council. So whatever's convenient for people and getting in there to sign. I would suggest it start whenever you can.
We meeting people at the store, between the two doors, and back to my home. That would be great too. If I know who's going to do it and what time you're going to be here.
And, well, assuming that's the pleasure of the body, I'm happy to set a meeting with you, Beth, and do that.
That'd be great.
All right, so is there a motion to approve resolution 2020-103?
So moved, Paul Ryder.
Motion by Paul Ryder, is there a second?
I will second that.
Seconded by Scott Ayers, is there any discussion? All right, I call for a vote. Radcliffe,
Aye.
Martin,
Aye.
Stopper,
Aye.
Ayers,
Aye.
Ryder,
Aye.
and Blue, aye. Motion carries 6-0. I'll touch base with you ASAP on that, Beth.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Beth, on your next one.
The next are two policies. One's an emergency family medical leave expansion policy, and the other one is an emergency paid sick leave. The commissioners have approved these and upon Ted Johnson's and Kent Irwin's recommendation, was and sign these and get our policy up to date. And they also asked that the council, since it does involve FMLA and money, that you would also approve these two, so we can update the personnel policy and be in compliance. Can't talk today.
All right, so what you need is a motion to amend to adopt the policy and add them to the ordinance. I mean, to our handbook.
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody want to make that motion?
I will make that motion, yes.
All right.
Second it.
Scott, motion by Scott Ayers. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Larry Stopper. Is there any discussion?
I just wanna ask
Is
Beth.
it normal?
Go ahead, Tracy.
Is it normal that most family leave acts are paid? I thought those were unpaid always. And I'm viewing in this expansion policy that we are going to pay them.
This is just through, I believe, the COVID, the end of this year.
So it's only through December 31st.
That's how I read it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that everyone understood that we are going to be paying them for the Emergency Leave Act.
Yeah, and this is, I believe I have this right, Beth. This is all from the CARES Act.
Did you ask me a question? I'm sorry.
Yeah. This is all just to stay compliant with the CARES Act, correct? The
Yeah.
federal.
It's just being compliant.
Yes.
So the
Okay.
first 10 days of the leave would be unpaid, and then after that, we would kick in and start to pay them. I just want to make sure everybody understands what it's saying.
Right. All right, is there any further discussion of the motion?
Well, it sounds like we need to stay in compliance, the reason we're doing this, so. Let's do
Right,
it.
which, I mean, it would be against policy right now to pay, as Tracy stated. But to stay in federal compliance, that's why we have to do that.
Let's do it.
Eric, I have one question for you.
Yes.
Will we have to make a separate motion to remove this at the end of the year, or?
It sunsets at the end of the year, so, it's gone December 31st.
Okay, I just want to make sure we don't have to do anything in the future that needs to be diaried.
Right.
Very good. If there's no further discussion, I'll call for a vote. Radcliffe,
Aye.
Martin,
Aye.
Stoffer,
Aye.
Aye.
Ryder,
Aye.
Blue, aye. Motion carries 6-0. Anything else, Beth?
Not at the, will, to the originals.
I'm sorry, you broke up there, Beth. Say it again.
At this time.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
We have 3 additionals. The highway department, the canine donations, and county general for emergency management for their expendables.
What?
We can address these one individually or all together, whatever the motion put forward is.
Could you explain the canine line there?
I can do that one. What happened was he has a donation line. He received money for the canine, his new canine, and went ahead and logged more or less. And we're just trying to get his donation line back in line. So you have to advertise it. The money is in there, and just get it in the right line, so he doesn't have a negative in his donation line.
I understand, thank you.
Welcome.
All right, is there a motion for the additionals?
So moved.
Would you like that to be for all of them or individually, Paul?
All of them.
All right, I have a motion by Paul Ryder to approve all additionals. Is there a second?
Second,
Scott, was that a second?
yes.
All right, second by Scott Ayers. Is there any discussion on the approval of the additionals? All right, I will call for a vote. Radcliffe,
Aye.
Martin,
Aye.
Stoffer,
Aye.
Ayers,
Aye.
Ryder,
Aye.
Blue, aye. Motion carries 6-0. We have an additional that needs to be, that is requested to be advertised. The coroner is basically down to she has enough money left for 2 autopsies, so she's used her annual budget through the first 5 months of the year, essentially, or she's on pace to use it by the first half of the year. and is requesting an additional $12,000 for autopsy fees for the balance of the year. Is there any objection to advertising this?
Nope.
All right. So we will, by consensus, advertise that additional.
Josh, this is like to add one for the county. As you, examination of records and the commissioner's budget has been, I've been trying to transfer. But all these last year, with there's the county, and all the entities. And so I have another bill, and instead of transferring, I was wondering if, when we do settlement, we get this money back from like the Carroll School and the Delphi School. We had 2 for Delphi. We get that money back and it's put into our examination of records line in your report. So when we get that money, I would like to advertise an additional from County General to put it back into the examination of records distribution line item, so I can pay it back out, pay the rest of them out of there, because now I'm getting more townships. And I'm gonna need another 25,000 probably. It's, and now they're still doing some, so I don't know if that's an option. I was just trying to, it would be an in and out thing. It would be, we put it in at settlement time, but then it would just be moved to a different line item so it can be spent. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Kind of?
I do, yeah.
But
Well,
if advertise it and then decide it at the next meeting, that would be great.
all right. Is there any objection to advertising that and discussing
No.
it at the June meeting?
So,
All right,
Here.
Is I don't know the exact amount, so I mean, I'm guessing at 25,000, but I will know more when I get the bills to round it up.
Very good. So we will advertise that additional 25,000, and that's county general, examination of records.
Yes. It'd be out of the commissioner's budget.
All right. Is there any other business from the council? All right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Oh, no, sorry, excuse me. Tim, can you unmute, please, and, open, all of the lines for public comment?
Yeah, give me just a minute here. All right. Does anybody have any comments?
Is everybody unmuted now?
Tim, I'd just like to say that you've been doing a good job on handling the Zoom meetings for the council. Fewer hiccups than the commission's been having, so it's been good.
Thank you very much, Jack.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Thanks.
Is there any other comment from the public? All right, seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Paul Ryder, is there a second?
second,
Hey, just a minute. Eric, did you have something?
No, just saying goodbye.
Oh,
See
okay.
everybody.
Good. Unless there objection, I'll take this motion by consensus.
Sounds good. See y'all.
Very good.
See y'all
Thanks,
later.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.